What is going on, everybody? It's me again, Golden Blue Dude, and if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. I do college football videos every single day, so if you like college football, this is the channel for you. But right now, we're in the middle of our 130 FBS logo brackets. I took all 130 FBS logos from every team, created a brackets, and we're in the Sweet 16. So these votes will move these teams into the Elite 8, which if you want to get technical, would mean that they won their region. So this is for the region championship. These votes are for the region championships. First up, we're going to start with Region 1. The number 1 seed, Washington State, barely, and I mean barely, edges out the 5 seed East Carolina 12 votes to 11. So that shows you every vote matters in these brackets. So Washington State did move into the Sweet 16. They will be taking on the 2 seed Miami of Florida, the Hurricanes. They beat the 3 seed Iowa State 16 votes to 7. So it's going to be the 1 seed Washington State against the 2 seed Miami. Guys, this one is super difficult to pick. But if I'm going to pick, I would take Washington State. I've been saying from the beginning, they are one of my favorite logos in the nation. They have the W and the S, and it forms the mascot, the Cougar. It is genius. It is awesome. And if you watch College Game Day, it's on a long streak of making an appearance in the background. Real quick, let's see how these teams got here. In the first round, Washington State beat the 16 seed FAU. Then they went on to the second round and beat the 9 seed Louisville. And then, of course, they just beat the 5 seed East Carolina. That's kind of a tricky road. Here's how Miami got here. First, they beat the 15 seed New Mexico, and then the 7 seed Ohio, and then, of course, the 3 seed Iowa State. Next up, Region 2. The first matchup was the 1 seed Wisconsin against the 4 seed UAB. This wasn't close, guys. The 4 seed UAB takes down Wisconsin 16 votes to 8. In the bottom half of these brackets, we had the 6 seed Tulane taking on the 2 seed Alabama, and it is the 6 seed Tulane that overtakes the 2 seed Alabama by 1 vote. There you go. Again, 1 vote. 12 votes to 11. So it will be the 4 seed UAB against the 6 seed Tulane. My pick for this matchup would be UAB. This is super close, guys. I like both of these logos. I just think UAB's logo is just a smidge better, and I mean just a smidge. But y'all know it's not up to me. It's up to you. Here's how they got here. In the first round, UAB took down the 13 seed Navy, then they took down the 12 seed TCU, and then, of course, knocked out the 1 seed Wisconsin. For Tulane, they took down the 11 seed UL Monroe in the first round, and then went on and took down the 3 seed Georgia Southern, and finally, the 2 seed Alabama. So this is for Region 2 championship. I'll take UAB, but it's up to you. Next up, Region 3, and I was nervous about this, but I shouldn't have. It was a landslide. The 1 seed West Virginia takes down the 12 seed Texas, 20 votes to 9. Now, one of the rules in my live show, if you do a super chat, for every $1 of that super chat, that's an extra vote for that team. Well, somebody sent in a $5 super chat for West Virginia, so that gave them 5 more votes. But if you were to take off that super chat, West Virginia still would have won comfortably 15 votes to 9. They will be taking on the 6 seed Arkansas, who took down the 2 seed UConn 16 votes to 6. Guys, I am a die-hard West Virginia fan, through and through. But when it comes to logos, I'm trying to be unbiased. In this matchup, Golden Blue Dude is going to take Arkansas. I know. I'm going to be disowned, called a traitor, every name you can think of, but I'm trying to be unbiased, and I think Arkansas has the better logo in this matchup. How did these two teams get here? Well, in the first round, West Virginia took down the 16 seed Wake Forest, and then they took down the 9 seed SMU, and then, of course, took down the 12 seed Texas. For Arkansas, first round took down the 11 seed Wyoming, and then the 14 seed Tennessee demolished Tennessee 16 votes to 3, and then, of course, beat UConn 16 votes to 6. So this is for the Region 3 championship for the logos. Region 4, the matchup was the 8 seed Baylor against the 5 seed South Carolina, and the 5 seed South Carolina does prevail, 15 votes to 7. In the bottom half of this bracket, the 2 seed Boise State takes down the 3 seed Oregon State 14 votes to 10. So it will be the 5 seed South Carolina against the 2 seed Boise State. In this matchup, I'm going to take the 2 seed Boise State. I love this logo. Yes, I picked Oregon State over Boise State, but that was a really close battle. And personally, I thought the loser of that matchup should have advanced farther than some of these winners, but it is what it is. In this matchup, I'll take Boise State. How did they get here? In the first round, South Carolina took down the 12 seed UCLA, then the 4 seed Central Michigan, and then, of course, the 8 seed Baylor. For Boise State, first up, they took out 15 seed Ohio State, 14 votes to 3, and then they blanked the 10 seed USC, 14 votes to 0, and then they barely edged by the 3 seed Oregon State, 14 votes to 10. I think Boise State has the toughest road out of any of these teams that have gotten to the Sweet 16. I'll stick with Boise State and roll with them to win the Region 4 championship. Next up, Region 5. A 16th seed has made it to the Sweet 16. That's right, the 16th seed Florida State destroyed the 5 seed Troy, 17 votes to 3. They will be taking on the 6 seed Arizona State, who took out the 2 seed Buffalo, 14 votes to 6. I thought Buffalo had a slightly better logo than Arizona State, but I'm not going to complain either way. Those are some good logos. So it will be the 16th seed Florida State against the 6 seed Arizona State. In this matchup, I'm going to roll with the 16th seed. They are on a roll. I do think Florida State has the better logo, but these votes have been crazy. Who knows what's going to happen? How did they get here? Well, in the first round, the 16th seed Florida State upset the 1 seed Florida, knocked them out in the first round, and then they took out the 8 seed Kansas, and then they took out the 5 seed Troy. For Arizona State, first round, knocked out the 11 seed FIU, and then in the second round, the 3 seed Utah. And then, of course, in the round of 32, they took out the 2 seed Buffalo. So Arizona State has had a tough road, but I'm going to roll with Florida State for the Region 5 championship. On to Region 6. I do not like this region at all as far as how it has gone. I don't understand this, guys. The 4 seed UCF barely takes out the 1 seed Georgia Tech, 11 votes to 10, so they move on to the Sweet 16. They will be taking on the 11 seed Army, who once again takes down a logo that I thought was better than them. They take out the 7 seed Cincinnati, 12 votes to 9, so it will be a brown logo versus a brown logo. That's just blah to me. So the 4 seed UCF against the 11 seed Army. In this matchup, I'll take UCF, but I've gone against Army every single matchup, and every single matchup they've won. I don't know why y'all like that logo so much, but you do. How did they get here? Well, in the first round, Georgia Tech took out the 16th seed Penn State, and then the 9th seed Western Kentucky in the second round, and of course, in the round of 32, they took out the 1 seed Georgia Tech. For Army, first round, knocked out the 6 seed Arkansas State. I thought Arkansas State had the better logo. In the second round, they took out the 3 seed Michigan State. I thought Michigan State had the better logo. Then, of course, in the round of 32, they took out the 7th seed Cincinnati. I thought Cincinnati had the better logo. No, I'm not changing my mind against Army. I'm still picking UCF, but of course, y'all are probably going to crown Army the champions of Region 6. On to Region 7. This one is interesting, guys, because we are deadlocked. The 1 seed San Jose State and the 4 seed Missouri both have 10 votes. So right now, here on this video, I'm going to flip a coin. I'm not going to edit. San Jose State will get tails, and Missouri will get heads, and that's who's going to move on. I said no editing, but I kind of stumbled on my words right there, so I had to edit that. But the coin flip, I'm not editing. So here we go. Tails, San Jose State, heads, Missouri. It is a tails. See if y'all can see that. So San Jose moves on because of the coin flip. It is what it is, guys. They will be taking on the 3 seed Kansas State, who knocked out the 10 seed Tulsa, 14 votes to 6. In this matchup, this is a very good matchup, but I'm going to take the 3 seed Kansas State. I also think the Wildcats have a great logo, one of the best in the nation. I'm going to stick with Kansas State on this matchup. How did they get here, though? When the first round, San Jose State knocked out the 16 seed Georgia. That's right, another SEC logo knocked out in the first round. In the second round, they took out the 9 seed Southern Miss, and then finally, in the round of 32, via the coin flip, they take out the 4 seed Missouri. So they took out 2 SEC logos. For Kansas State, in the first round, they took out the 14 seed Syracuse, and then the 6 seed Indiana in the second round, and then finally, the 10 seed Tulsa in the round of 32. So my pick is Kansas State, but it's not up to me. It's up to you. Decide who's the champion of Region 7. And finally, Region 8. Here we go. The 5 seed Iowa knocks out the 1 seed Memphis. They're on to the Sweet 16. They will be taking on the 3 seed Coastal Carolina, who knocks out the 7 seed Virginia. In this matchup, I'm going to say Iowa. Iowa has a great logo. I think they're potentially a Final Four logo. That's how good I think they are. How did they get here? In the first round, Iowa took out the 12 seed Utah State, and then they barely took out the 4 seed Clemson by 1 vote, and then of course knocked out the 1 seed Memphis. For Coastal Carolina, first round knocked out the 14 seed BYU, and then in the second round knocked out the 6 seed Oklahoma State, and then finally in the round of 32 knocked out the 7 seed Virginia. So my pick is Iowa. I want to see what you guys are going to vote, and that will decide the champion of Region 8. By the way, if you don't know how to vote, all you have to do is type the name of the team you think is the winner of each matchup. That counts as a vote. That's all I got for you for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next show.